Hey everyone, today's also going to be quite short because I don't have that much time before I have to head to work. I really gotta wake up earlier. Um, but yesterday, after I recorded that video, during the day I also spent quite some time trying to understand the context of RL. Well, first of all, this should be updated. I updated, I guess this is not updated. Okay, well, my notes should have been updated. It should be reflected soon. Because these are, I made these unified. And here I guess I also updated this. Let me just go here and git pull. Monday. Okay, which is, I guess it didn't back up. Okay. Okay, we're just gonna reconsider Q-learning. Bootstrapping from out of distribution actions. Okay, so this is very important to understand, right? So let's get a quick refresher on what bootstrapping is about. So I have my iPad here. This is, I don't want this. Delete. So in bootstrapping, right? Bootstrapping is just this idea that we can use estimates. Well, first of all, you need to understand the Bellman update, which is the total reward is equal to reward plus future at t plus reward t plus 1 onwards. And so based on that, more specifically, when we write the value function, we can decompose it into r plus gamma v of s at t plus 1, right? And so this is really what it means. Like the value of a state is given by the reward that you can get at that state plus a discount factor as you transition into the next state. What is the expected reward? But really, this should be written as the expectation of you take some action sampled from your policy, and you have, after you take the action, what is the new state and reward that you get from stepping through your environment, right? And this is the expectation r plus gamma v of s prime. And this is this sort of like, this is the Bellman equation. And so in bootstrapping, what we're going to do is we're just directly going to use v of s prime as opposed to expanding out this term and essentially doing like a Monte Carlo where you go through the full depth of the tree. But the issue where this matters, so right now this is a pure value function, we want a state value function. It's the same equation, right? But you don't need to sample from your policy anymore. Actually you do. So QSA is the expectation of S prime R sampled from PSA, and then A prime sampled from pi S prime R plus gamma Q of S prime A prime. It's essentially this idea, right? You already know your student action. What is the reward that you're going to get? What is the new state? And then the action, what's the new action that your policy will tell you to take? And you get this term, okay? So this is the Bellman expectation equation. And in the Bellman optimality, so this will tell us, given some policy, you follow this policy, what do you expect to, what is your expected return starting from this state if you follow your policy? And QSA does the same thing, except it will also tell you like the action, right? And if you have QSA, then you can actually determine what is the optimal action, right? Your policy, essentially your policy will just be like P of A given X equals argmax A of Q is A. But in the this is not the Bellman optimality, but this is like if you have a perfect Q function, your optimal policy will be given by this. In the Bellman expectation, or in the Bellman optimality, it's the same equation. If so, here you're going to do Q S A equals R plus max A prime Q E prime. This is the optimality equation. And we use this to sort of update our Q to figure out like, oh, what can we do better, right? But the issue when we deal with ortholon RL is that this value A prime might be some action that we have not explored yet, or like that's not in the data set, right? So it's an out of distribution action. Now, in the real world, as you do this iterative policy improvement, right? Let's say you somehow got greedy and chose this action that you've never seen before, and you think, oh, QS prime A prime for a given A is very, very high, right? Like, let's say it's like 100. But your policy, when it arrives to this state, it's going to take this action, and it's going to do the Bellman update again, but it's going to realize that, oh, actually, it's not that good. And so it's going to decrease. And so in policy, I guess this is policy evaluation where you're going to update the policy. In policy improvement, you're going to act rudely with, yeah, this is policy evaluation. When do you take this? That's like value iteration, right? What did they do? Yeah, okay. In value iteration, that's essentially what you're doing. What about policy iteration? All right, so this is policy evaluation. You update your expectation and until it stabilizes. And as you try to improve, for each action, you take this argmax. Yeah, so in policy improvement, you just do this. And you're going to see the policy is going to be greedy. And then you redo your policy evaluation, and you realize, as you update your Bellman expectation, as you apply this, you're going to realize that, oh, this plus the value at the next state is actually not that high. So this will get adjusted down. Okay, yeah, that's policy iteration. Learning Bellman. Policy iteration. Okay. Oh, I'm gonna have a merge conflict. Okay. That's it. we didn't even get into conservative Q-learning, but see, this is policy iteration basically. And have some theoretical analysis. All right, cool. Sorry, I'm gonna try to wake up earlier next time so we can go deeper into these things. But yeah, thank you guys.